arrested in connection with Thursday's firebomb attack. An AirAsia jet disappears en route to Singapore with 162 on board. U.S. Congress warns UN against taking over peace process. And Iranian media reports Hamas leader will visit the Islamic Republic. Shalom and welcome to the Jerusalem Post News. Today is Sunday, December 28th, and here are your top stories. According to an Israeli security official, 2 men responsible for last week's firebomb attack in the West Bank were found among 12 men arrested overnight near Kalkilia. The Shin Bet said the 2 are subject to investigation by the Israel Security Agency. They said one of the men is suspected to be responsible for throwing the firebomb and the other of assisting him. The arrests came after an attack on Thursday in which a firebomb was thrown at a private vehicle in the West Bank near Ma'aleh Shamron, leaving 11-year-old Ayala Shapira with severe burns and her father more lightly injured. An AirAsia flight with 162 people on board lost contact with air traffic control this morning. Indonesian officials said the flight went missing after the pilots asked to change course to avoid bad weather during a flight from the Indonesian city of Surabaya to Singapore. Officials also said Indonesia AirAsia flight QZ8501 and Airbus 320 lost contact with the Jakarta Air Traffic Control Tower at 6:17 a.m. and no distress signal had been sent. The airline and the Indonesian Air Force said the search and rescue operation has been launched, and Singapore has activated its Air Force and Navy to assist in the search. Visiting U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham held a joint press conference over the weekend in Jerusalem with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and vowed to take all measures to ensure the United Nations would not take over the Israeli-Palestinian peace process.
The United Nations and the Congress, you will see the following. There will be a violent pushback if there's any effort by the UN Security Council to set the terms of peace negotiations, avoiding direct talks.
Graham, a staunchly pro-Israel senator whose name has been thrown in the mix as a possible 2016 presidential contender, also said that any effort by the French, the Jordanians, or anyone to avoid direct negotiations between the Israelis and the Palestinians over the peace process would face, quote, violent backlash. Iranian media reported over the weekend that Hamas leader Khaled Mashal is reportedly set to visit the Islamic Republic. The Iranian deputy foreign minister told Fars news agency of the impending trip by the Qatar-based Hamas leader, but refrained from announcing a set date. Hamas has denied previous reports that Iran invited the Islamist group's exiled leader to Tehran amid a rift between the two over the Syrian civil war that started more than 3 years ago. The Iranians suspended their ties with Hamas after the Islamist movement refused to support the regime of President Bashar Assad. And that's all for today. Don't forget to go to JPost.com and check out our Facebook page for more on these developing stories. Until tomorrow, shalom from the Jerusalem Post studio.